I'd like to give an example of how to communicate to your guides in a very simple way. Every single one of our guardians and our guides comes in with a specific signature. And that signature would mean, this one comes in and the information that they like to bring in is information based on family. This one likes to bring in information based on love. This one likes to bring information based on architecture. There's all these different ways that they work. So one of the things that I love to do before I'm in a session is I'll bring the person into my mind, the person who I'm going to be having a session with. Then I close my eyes and I let all of my guardians and guides come into the room, and each one of them has a job to do. One literally holds the space, one is family information, one is architecture, one wants to talk about intuition, and I watch where they move in the room like a chessboard. I literally let them move around the room, and then the ones that are closest in proximity will always be the information, the dominant information of what needs to be spoken about in the session. The person who is furthest away from me, sometimes they're behind me, sometimes they're to the left of me, sometimes they're in a corner. I pay attention to where they are on the board, on this chessboard of my life. And where they are tells me this is the furthest information you should be talking about, this is the closest, this is the information you need to be careful of. And every single time when I open my Zoom and the person starts to speak, the information that comes out always aligns with the information that was connected to the guardian and the guide that was in the room. So I get a little precursor before I open up my Zoom. I get a little, besides writing everything down, I get more information about what you want to talk about. So I listen. You gotta listen. When someone books a session with me, their information, if they've done it days in advance, will always come in the night before. So their guardian or their guide will literally be in my room. So it happens almost every night, which is why I'm a really bad person to have a sleepover with, because I wake up and there's always something in the room, but it's always the individual's guide or guardian that's in the room. So I'll say, I'm going to just put you in a spiritual waiting room and I'm going to ask you to wait. And sometimes they're like, yes, no problem. But sometimes they're like, well, I just want to tell you this information now. And they'll get a little frantic sometimes, but I always make them wait. So then when I'm ready to sit in silence before my session, then I open up the door, I let them come through, I write all the information down, and then I turn on my Zoom. Now sometimes someone will book a session the day of. I'll still get that information because the moment you book, your mind is connecting to my mind. It happens instantly. It also happens when you're just thinking about it, even if you haven't booked the actual session. It's I'm thinking of, booking a session with chemo, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. Well, you've already done it. You've already created a tether, right? So I work to make sure that those tethers don't stay inside of my energetic system, but I feel them and I'm aware of them. No fun to have a sleepover with chemo. It's no fun.